What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downloadable Brain. It's been a minute since I've did one of these podcasts. I just felt like getting on here and talking a little bit. I didn't write anything down or script anything. When I got started on YouTube, my primary focus was on music and just kind of recording myself as I roll out new material and release it on Spotify. But I got into doing other things like psychology content where I just kind of become a little more vulnerable about experiencing a lot of difficult people in my life and just being around constant narcissists and clout munchers and people who want to use me and chase clout and people who just treat me like shit all the time but don't really have a justifiable reason to do it. They just treat me like garbage. And I realized I was going to put up with the abuse for so long before I started just ghosting motherfuckers. So I started ghosting everybody, my friendship circle. I started ghosting people in my family who treated me like shit. Employers I moved on from, but yet they still had my name in their mouth even after I ghosted them. And I find that fascinating because you know what it is? It's that they couldn't abuse me anymore after I ghosted them. But you know what else it is? They take personal offense to the fact that I had a major glow up as soon as I eliminated toxic people from my life. And when I eliminate toxic people who are dramatic, chaotic, and want to chase clout and abuse me, and they count on me as their victim, I emotionally turn myself off to the idea of wanting or feeling the need for a relationship with them. So much to the point where I actually feel great not being around a lot of these motherfuckers. Some of them are my own family, but I had no problem at all ghosting my friends who didn't mean me any well anyways, but were just kind of there to not cheer me on, even though they knew I was on the come up and I was doing something good with music. And instead of choose to be a support system, they chose to talk shit behind my back, which I eventually found out. And I'm actually doing great now. I'm the best I've ever been. I feel good. I'm healthier than I've ever been. I don't really like to drink anymore. I don't like to smoke pot or do any of that shit. But, I'll occasionally crack a can if I'm just enjoying myself. I'll occasionally puff a cigar. But I don't really do any of that shit anymore. And I think a lot of it comes from just needing to have that stuff in order to have a good time when you're around toxic people. And the only real thing you have in common is destroying yourself if you choose to, basically. So I decided I wasn't going to destroy myself. I was going to pursue the music thing, but people got jealous and competitive with me. And I realized a lot of these people are in a one-sided competition. And I'm just like, wait a minute. How are you my competitor? You don't do music. How are you my competitor? You don't do this, you don't do that. And with podcasting, if somebody saw something in me, you know what? I don't give a fuck about podcasting. Podcasting was just something I started talking out of my ass and I rolled with it as like a comedy show. I don't take myself seriously with this shit. The same way I approach rapping, I didn't take myself seriously with that. But if you listen to the last few songs I put out, that's a more serious approach to what I have going on and what I'm capable of when I actually try. But even when you go to the whole music thing, I had these guys who I was carrying for as long as I could, where either they betray me first or I walk away second. However it went down, it's always the same outcome. It doesn't last. And I realized I was better off on my own. So what if I told you every relationship is transactional and people view you as what you can do for them, not they want to be around you because they like you or enjoy having your company? And if every relationship was that way, there would be no point or purpose to having a relationship with your family or your former friends or your neighbors if that's the way they see and view you, as just somebody to be around to benefit from, not somebody to even enjoy being around. And it's going to come out in their whole mannerism and behavior if they don't like you. But imagine this. I want to use an example. Imagine if you found a girl to be attractive and you're like, damn, that girl's hot, but she thought you were a joke at the time and she laughed at you, she made fun of you to her friends, but she kept talking about you anyways. And you're like, all right, fuck it, that girl's hates me. She's not going to be good to me. And you move on. And then you find out later on that she's still looking at you and she's still talking about you, but the way I'm perceiving it is that same person who looked at me maybe 2 years ago is looking at me now in a different way, but it still doesn't benefit me. It only benefits the girl who was looking at me like that. And I know she doesn't like me. She hates me just like she hated me 2 years ago. So why would she be looking at me now? And would I take a shot at a girl like that who hated me and was talking shit about me? I'm just going to remember the person who was talking shit. And she probably still thinks I'm gross. She probably thinks I'm a weirdo. She's not into me. But don't use that as a victim material because I know that's what people look for on YouTube. I'm actually very comfortable being disliked by people, but I also discovered something. Sometimes when I flirt just as a joke, they end up liking and enjoying it. And that's kind of a thing where you're not even trying. But any time in life when I didn't try with something, that's when it went well. And any time I did try, that's when it fucked up because you have to know and understand with people, everything is transactional based. So it's a transactional relationship, usually based on fake love, false perceptions of the idea of them liking you when they want to be around you based on how it can benefit them, not because they like you or even want to fuck with you. And I feel the same way about people. If you want to come around me just to benefit off of being around me because you don't even like me, fuck it. But if somebody did like me and they just came around me because they wanted to get to know me, that's a different story, you know? But now I can't even look at people the same way because I realized my entire life, every relationship was transactional. Every relationship was fake. I was shown fake love, fake support, smile in my face, talk shit behind my back. And I found all this out and I discovered this. And I was like, wow, what a bunch of fake motherfuckers. But don't get too excited about me being sad because I feel great. And don't get too excited about spreading false rumors about me because I feel great. And don't get too excited about bringing me down to your level because I've never been better. And you know why? Because I ghosted all these motherfuckers. And sometimes that's what you got to do.